that being said, let's not waste any time. I'm just gonna kick off the show with the movie review of Think Like a Man 2. As you all know, I did a movie review on The Amazing Spider-Man 2 early this year. And this is the second movie I've watched in the movie theaters this year. And it happened to be on my birthday. We watched it at a movie Taven. Not your typical movie theater. Like usually when you go to movie theaters, you get your ticket. And then you get your popcorns and your drinks and stuff like that. Well, it had a restaurant feel to it because you get to go in there, get your ticket, and then you get to order some food like a chicken, steak, something like that. Moving Taven at Lexington, Kentucky. It was quite the experience, I will say that. But let's talk about the movie itself. Think Like a Man 2. You got all the couples are back that were in the first movie for a wedding in Las Vegas. And this movie, just like the first, is inspired by Steve Harvey's best-selling book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And the couples are in Las Vegas as they prepare for the wedding of Candace and Michael. Candace is played by Regina Hall, and Michael is played by Terrence J. And then you got others. You got the the best man played by Kevin Hart as Cedric. You also have Michael Ealy as Dominic, Jerry as Jeremy, Megan Good, Taraji P. Henson, Gary Owen, Gabrielle Union, Lala Anthony, just to name more than a few. And a couple of celebrities making appearances on the film. I'll let y'all figure that out. But back to the plot, if you will. So it's about the wedding. And then they plans for a weekend. And it's going to have all sorts of craziness in this movie. And it turns out to be a competition between the husband and his fellas and his friends, and then you have the wife and her friends trying to give out the best bachelor and bachelorette party as possible. And then they run into some unfortunate circumstances in Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, bro. What happens in Vegas, you get to see it all and then some in this movie. Now, Kevin Hart, as expected, he had his funny moments. I will say that. But the one guy that stood out to me the most is Gary Owen, who's a comedian. He plays a character by the name of Bennett, and he has some awkward things to say. He says some of the awkward things at the wrong time, and that made me laugh a lot, man. I gotta tell you, to tell you the truth, I have not watched the first Think Like a Man movie, which came out I think 2-3 years ago. So I may need to look back into the first, into what led into Candace and Michael's proposal, if you will. So there's a lot of craziness happening, like I said, and not only that, but couples in the movies have their own issues as well. Some trying to get the relationships right. Some got huge opportunities and things like that. I enjoyed this movie. One thing about me is that the movies I enjoyed the most are action and comedy. This is mostly a comedy, romantic film. And I got to say, it was very cool to get, because when you watch a movie and when you know there's a sequel coming, sometimes Not every single cast member from the first film gets to come back due to contract issues or other, engagements, if you will. But everybody from the first movie came back, and let me just say this: an R&B classic gets remake on this movie. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You gotta watch it for yourself. So overall, I was impressed with this movie. I'm gonna give it probably, as far as 5 being good, 1 being not so good. I'll give it 4.5 out of 5. I'll give it 4.5. I don't remember what rating I gave Spider-Man 2, but Think Like a Man 2, in Ebert and Robert terms, it got my thumbs up for sure. And of course, this was a sequel to the movie back in 2012. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kenny C here, and that was your movie review for Think